Jy luister na Storytyd saam Stella, aangebied deur Estel Rousseau.
Jy's ingeskakel op Storytyd saam Stella en jy kuier saam met my, Estel Rousseau. Goeiemôre op hierdie lekker koue donderdagoggend, 26ste Junie. Ek hoor die weerbureau sê daar's nog ysiger en kouer weer op pad hierdie naweek. Gisterand in ons huiskerkgroepie sê Hannetjie daar, sy sê, hoor hierso, ek weet nie van julle nie, maar ek sluit my in die huis toe. Ek gaan nêrens hierdie naweek nie. Nou ja, as julle ergens heen op pad is, vat maar julle ysbeerklere saam. Julle jasse en alles, want dit gaan blykbaar wild wees. Nou ja, julle, terwyl ek so lekker tee gaan na die eerste koppietjie koffie en my gasverwarmer in die agtergrond so lekker suis, wil ek vir julle 'n stukkie lees wat ek op afgekom het. Is 'n Engelse stukkie, genaamd Keep Your Fork, hou jou vork. Dit was vir my so kosbaar geweest en ek het gedink, ja, nee, dis ietsie wat ek sommer met almal wil deel. A young girl and her pastor were having a very important conversation. You see, this young woman was planning her memorial after being diagnosed with a terminal illness. The pastor listened carefully as the young lady listed the songs she wanted sung at the service, the scriptures she wanted read, and what outfit she wanted to be buried in. After a thorough discussion of the young woman's requests, everything seemed to be finalized and in order. The pastor stood to leave, but the young woman stopped him. There's just one more thing, she said excitedly. What's that? Asked the pastor. I want to be buried with a fork in my hand, she told him. The pastor stood looking at the young woman, not knowing quite what to say. That surprises you, doesn't it? She asked. Well, to be honest, I'm puzzled by the request, answered the pastor. The young woman explained that her idea came from a story she remembered her grandmother telling. Her grandmother described the many church social and potluck dinners she has attended through the many years of church life. She remembered that when the dishes of the main course were being cleared, someone would inevitably lean over and say, "Keep your fork." It was her favorite part of the meal because she knew something better was coming, like velvety chocolate cake or deep dish apple pie, something wonderful and well worth waiting for. As the pastor listened intently, the young lady continued, I just want people to see me in that casket with a fork in my hand, and I want them to wonder, what's the fork for? Then later, you can tell them, I know. And I want to remind them that you must keep your fork. The best is yet to come. The pastor's eyes welled up with tears of joy as he hugged the young woman goodbye. He knew this would be the last time he would see her before her death. But he also knew that the young woman had a better grasp of heaven than he did. She knows that something better was coming. At the funeral, people walking by the young woman's casket saw the pretty dress she was wearing and the fork placed in her hand. Over and over, the pastor heard the same question. What's the fork for? And over, he just smiled. Later, during his message, the pastor told the people of the conversation he had with a young woman shortly before she died. He also told them about the fork and what it symbolized to her. The pastor told the people how he could not stop thinking about the fork and what they probably would not be able to stop thinking about either. He was right. So the next time you reach down for your fork, let it remind you ever so gently, the best is yet to come. In 1 Peter 1 verse 3 to 4, the following was written: Praise be to the God and the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. In His great mercy, He has given us new birth into living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, and into an inheritance that can never perish, spoil or fade. Inheritance is kept in heaven for you. Nou ja, ek moet nou eerlikwaar sê, en nou kan julle maar lag as julle wil. Terwyl ek die stukkie lees, het ek nou my eie idee gehad van hoekom sy nou met die vark sou begrawe word. Julle weet mos dat daar ook geskryf staan in die woord dat daar vir ons 'n feestafel voorberei sal word, en ek het gedink, miskien is sy dalk honger en wou sy nou nie gesoek het nie, of gedink het dalk daar sal nie 'n vark wees nie vir een of ander rede, en dan het sy hare hier van die huis afgebring. Dis daai kinderlike brein wat so intoe gedink het, want die volwasse Christen brein sou vir my gesê het, daar staan ook geskrywe, jy kan met niks kom jy in hierdie wêreld en met niks gaan jy terug nie, so daai vark sou in elk geval net in daai kus gebly het, en ja, daar sal vir jou gesupply geword het daarbo, as jy nie gehad het nie, nee. En dit laat my nou sommer ook dink aan 'n stukkie wat ek gehoor het, en ek dink dit was ek kan nie onthou wat se kerk was dit, en ek weet ook nie of dit waar is nie, of dit sommer net 'n ou staaltjie is nie, maar ook so van 'n dominee wat so gepreek het van 'n preekstoel af, en ek dink hy het uit Openbaring of iets gepreek, en hy die heilige vrees in die mense in gepreek daai dag, van hulle moet nou reg wees. Hulle moet hulle sake regmaak, hulle moet nou ophou met hulle sonde. As ek dit nie mis het nie, was dit 'n pastor wat in 'n plek in mag gebly het waar daar baie onluste en baie stoute katte kwaad en al sulke goede plaas gevind het, en hy was nou moeg gewees om nou vir die spil nou, en toe nou besluit, hy gaan nou, hulle nou, jy weet, met vrees gaan hy nou vir hulle reg kry. En hy praat so uit al die boeke, en natuurlik draai hy seker daar in Openbaring, en hy sê, en daar sal 'n geween en 'n gekners van tande wees, en dan 'n stilte. En vir die wat nie tande het nie, sal daar gesupply word. Nou ja, jy hoef nie soos ek vir 'n oomblik te gewonder het of daar 'n vark aan die feestafel sal wees vir jou nie. Daar sal vir jou gesupply word. En onthou, the best is yet to come. Be blessed and always be that blessing too. Mooi loop.